social media and PR work together hand in hand. In fact, I can't think of a better sort of fit. If you look at the other marketing disciplines, they've all tended to work very much in this way that, first of all, you can buy the attention, whereas in PR we've always had to earn people's attention. They've always worked with known channels, and they've always been able to sort of put their message across in an absolutely sort of coherent way. Whereas in PR, we've always had to try and find out where the story is. What is the story that's going to make this journalist think that this story is interesting enough to tell somebody else? What's the story that we tell this analyst to make sure that they have a story that next time somebody's talking about our client's brand? How do we work with a town hall meeting of people who who are not professional journalists or analysts, but absolutely the same kind of audience that we're trying to reach with social media? How do we work with them? How do we fit our message around what they really want to talk about? And that's been a big thing for public relations. Public relations, you try and fit stories. If you're looking at the media sort of relations side of things, you try and fit stories into the news agenda, and that's what we're trying to do in a similar way with social media. We're trying to fit our stories into what people are already talking about, so we can get involved in the conversation in some kind of legitimate way. The skill set for PR, being able to listen to people, being able to persuade them, being able to sort of earn that influence and earn access to somebody's audience, are exactly the same kinds of skill sets that are needed for dealing with bloggers, for dealing with social media sort of groups generally, like forums, and just that sort of the gentleness and the attention to reputation are big issues for us. But I think specifically we can use social media and public relations for all sorts of things. So, for example, we can use the web as a huge listening post to hear what people think about us and what their issues with our products are, what their issues with their lives are, and how our products can fit into their lives. And then we can use that huge focus group to tailor our messages. In fact, increasingly, we use the web as our first port of call for research, and increasingly, I suspect, we'll be using it occasionally as our only source of research. We can also use that same idea of this huge listening post to keep an ear out for how our communications programs are impacting and affecting what people are actually saying. So we can hear what they're saying, not just in terms of the volume and seeing whether that volume goes up or down when we're doing our campaigns, but we can also see whether it's negative or positive. We can begin to see which words are used most often around our products and brands. We've been doing some very interesting work with our client Gillette in the States, where we are looking at what words men are using around male grooming to steer our marketing and to change it mid-flow. So one of the problems that we've had in public relations for years is a sense of how do you measure the impact of what we're doing? And social media gives us this fabulous tool for doing that. On a more practical level, well, not practical level, but on a small sort of what can we do to get involved, the worst thing that you can do really is try and take a traditional press relations model and apply it to the web. The last thing you want to be doing is sending press releases to bloggers. But we can take the same kind of idea of how do we engage personally with journalists and apply that to our relationships with bloggers, and we can use that to reach a much wider audience than we've ever reached before, simply by doing things like inviting bloggers along to our events.
Excellent.